angst in Blue Bomber Nation is real as the Winnipeg Football Club on a bit of a losing streak right now, and it will be a second straight game with no Zach Collaros under center. It's Chris Streveler. It's not Terry Wilson, and they will face former Bombers quarterback Drew Brown and the Ottawa RedBlacks on Saturday afternoon. What's going on, everybody? Welcome inside GameDay Winnipeg, your live Blue Bombers pregame show. My name is Darrin Bauming, joined by Canadian Football Hall of Famer Chris Walby. Bluto, joining us from parts unknown. How is the lake, and how has your week been with so many people around the city, the province, who love and appreciate this football team? It seems like a lot of people are upset right now with not just how they're playing, but with the decisions this coaching staff is making.
Yeah, it's interesting to say that, DB. I mean, obviously, I think it's tough on a head coach. I mean, O'Shea has to do a conference every day. I think he gets tired of the same old questions all the time. You know, what's going on? Why are you doing this? What do you think of the offensive coordinator? Is Hogan making the right calls? Are you involved in the whole 9 yards, right? And I think it gets to be tough for him. But having said that, there's a lot of talk. And, it's funny because a lot of people are saying, where's Terry Wilson, right? And I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but I went back. The last game he really played was in the Houston Roughnecks in the USFL. He threw a couple passes. That's it. So really, that makes me wonder, what is about Terry that they like? Because they obviously aren't giving him an opportunity. He's 27 years old. He's a big lad, 6'3". I know when he was in New Mexico, he set a record down there for passing and rushing in 1 year. But that was a long time ago.
That was Buck Pierce's alma mater.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, that's one of the weird things. So, anyway, but yeah, you wonder why he's not playing. But
he throws a beautiful football. Watching him in practice this week, getting those second-team reps as Zach Collaros was at practice and in shoulder pads and a helmet, but not really taking reps, not really participating fully. He was limited all week. He will miss a second straight game, as I mentioned. But Terry Wilson throws a beautiful football. Like, he delivers the football. You're like, wow, Chris.
But has he got it between the ears?
Sharp. He's got the arm strength. He's got all the tools. You mentioned he's 6'3" and like big boy. He can run the short yardage. Does this ultimately come down to, like, when Mike O'Shea is asked about these sorts of things, he often says, I think, in his media availability this week, he said the word fire like 5 times in media availability, talking about Chris Streveler. Does this ultimately come down to, we got to put the guy at quarterback who motivates those around him, who's more experienced, even if we don't know what we've got, truly, until, live bullets on the field, you see what you get from Terry Wilson. That has a lot of fans frustrated.
Yeah. Listen, it's just going to be a Streveler's 17th start. He's 3-1 in his last 4. Mm-hmm. The thing is, if you dig deeper into what happens, and all the games he's won 7 games. I think his record is 7 and something.
7-9 as a starter.
Yeah, and every one of those games they won. The Bombers had a better turnover ratio.
Yes,
which is wild because the Bombers are right at the bottom of the heap for turnovers. Yeah. They get up 93 points off turnovers. 14 last week, 14 the week prior. It's costing them deeply. I listen to Streveler talk, and do I like Chris Streveler? I do. I mean, he ran for 82 yards. I thought, that RPO, the run pass option with Brady, works well with him. Mm-hmm. I think he does a good job of throwing them. I don't mind his throwing. I just think that, when you talk about that play, and I don't know if we have
decision making.
The first pick, if you look at the first pick, I went back and really slowed it down and watched it. There was 2 receivers within a foot of each other. No, that's not right. You got to have the receivers. One of them's got to be clearing out for the other one. You don't want to ever have 2 receivers in the same spot. So if he's throwing the one, you're bringing 2 people in because there's 2 defenders there now. And, I mean, the guy did a nice job jumping on the ball. He took it back, didn't get into the end zone, but it led to a touchdown. So, to me, you got to eliminate those mistakes, those crucial mistakes, especially early on in the game. Ottawa's not that bad. Listen, 4-9, Drew Brown is back. But I tell you what, this year, he's a heck of a football player. There's the interception. Now, if you can go back to the beginning of that play, take a look at how close the receivers are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there'll be two receivers right here. Now, see this two on the bottom? Look at this. They're trying to run a hitch. The guy that got over there, Terry Wilson, unfortunately, was slow getting over there. But I don't like it because that play, I'd rather run a hitch and go. You know what I mean? This guy, look at the receivers. They're, 1-on-1. You've got so many guys there. This is a great job by the defender to jump it. He goes right in front of both of them and snags that ball. And that's a great catch by him as well. But I don't like the call. I think that, there's too many. Look at there's two receivers there. And I know he's trying to block out and they're trying to run a hitch, but the hitch is thrown behind him. Not a great throw by Streveler by any means.
No.
But you can't have these costly turnovers, right?
Not a great decision by Chris Streveler.
I don't like these. Yeah, I don't like these flat passes. I never have. Because you give the opportunity of the DB to make a break on the football. Unless the guy is coming back to the ball. If you ever want to run those things, those trap plays out there, you're usually receivers coming back to you. The receiver is trying to come back to the ball, and therefore you you allow the guy to make a block. But this was a bad play. It led to 7 points. They got down in the bucket early, but they did make some nice drives. I mean, but I just think that they need to really come out on all facets of the game. And really play well. I mean, it's just one of those things when you look at it. I mean, here's another play. I mean, there he goes again, right? I mean,
and we'll get another look at it. Another questionable decision by Streveler. And look, we're going to hear from offensive coordinator Jason Hogan, who took off the Viper Pit sunglasses this week for his media availability, which was good. And we'll get his perspective on some things, but this is a great look, the video game look of this. And a good play by 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙯. Like, he got picked off by two veteran former all-star defensive backs. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's going to happen. But very, very tight coverage. And again, I don't think he led him the proper way. You know what I mean? He had it. He could have took off with the football too, but ifs and buts and candies are nuts, right? We'll have a great Christmas. So, I mean, I don't want to get really down on the guy for that, but I think they need to do some things. Like I told you before, for me, stretch the football field. Yeah, they're talking about the one play. Well, they got lucky on that play, right? They had a guy run off the field. Nobody watched Carrick Wheat fall on the fall. He's wide open
to tie the game. Yeah.
But look, this is what Streveler does give you. And he ain't sliding. That boy is not sliding. He's going to run you over.
And when he hands the ball off to Brady, he's running downfield laying blocks.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why 𝘎𝙤 likes him, because of what he brings to the offense. Look at this. He's just going to run him over.
Well,
he lowers his shoulder.
Look at the parting of the Red Sea here.
Yeah. Well, it's a great read. I mean, look at that. There's no sense throwing it. They're dropping. They're rushing 4, and they're dropping everybody else.
And look, he's got Gabe Wallace in front of him.
Yeah, big Gabe's getting downfield. There you go, big fella. Get after Chase like a cheeseburger. There you go. That's good. Look at that shoulder go down. I like that, man. But I mean, yeah, I you know what? I think Streveler can still do it. I think there's a lot of naysayers. I mean, man, read the comments.
I agree with you, Chris. They can win games with Chris Streveler, but, and like Ed Tate wrote about it really well on BlueBombers.com this week. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Limit turnovers, but
that's it. That's
right. Part. Yeah. That's part of it. And you mentioned Chris. You mentioned his record 7-9 as a starter, 3-1 in his past 4. And yes, the win over Toronto. Trey Vavel returned a couple kicks for a touchdown, and Willie Jefferson had a strip sack that Jay Person returned for a touchdown for the Bombers defense. But in Chris Streveler's 7 wins, the team is a combined plus 12 in the turnover ratio, right? Yeah. And plus 2 in touchdown to interception ratio in those 4 of those 7 wins where he didn't throw a pick, right? Or pardon me, plus 2 in those 7 wins, touchdown interception ratio, and then didn't throw a pick in 4 of those 7 wins. So
yeah, that's right.
Like, even if Chris Streveler throws 3 picks on Saturday afternoon in Ottawa, there are other ways Winnipeg can win. I thought the defense played incredible in Hamilton, an offense that has been firing this year. We saw what Greg Bell can do. It was bully Bell, not bully ball. It was bully Bell, and they really dominated the time of possession late. But a 32-21 game, Chris, could have been 52-21 if it wasn't for the Bombers' defense. Special teams, defense, and limiting giveaways. I know it's a no shit Sherlock. I know it is. But there are ways this team can win with Chris Streveler. It just leads back to that question with, well, maybe Terry Wilson can bring more. The Blue Bombers coaching staff doesn't seem to think so at this point.
No, but I still like to see him inserted, much like they did with Zach and Chris.
What's up?
They put Zach in there, and then they'd put Chris would come in for short yards and run a couple plays after that. I have no problem with doing that with Terry Wilson. Give him it's a change up, right? It's a change up for the defense to see what's coming. You're not going to get any more veteran experience if you never play this guy. Like you said, he does get second team reps now with Zach being out. And, talking about Zach, it obviously confirms the fact that he's got a bit of a head injury, which is a concussion. Mm-hmm. And you wonder how long it's going to be before, he's going to be back. They're not going to rush him back. I mean,
let's get into that. I don't know if you could argue he was rushed back following the neck injury, right? Which could have been a concussion. You can have a concussion in your neck. I've been adamant about that. I see the same concussion specialist that the Winnipeg Blue Bombers do. He's diagnosed me with concussions with whiplash in my neck. We saw Zach Collaros' head snap back and hit the turf in his first injury of the season. He came back after missing a game and then left at halftime because some symptoms arose. So now when this head injury happens, a second injury that could be a concussion, we're being careful with our words, they're going to be much, much more cautious. It could be a month, could be longer. And fans out there are saying, well, if number 17 is the starting quarterback, they're going to lose a game and they're going to lose another and they're going to lose another. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think Winnipeg can tread water. I think they can find ways to win with Chris Streveler, as I just outlined a second ago. And then hopefully Zach Collaros is able to come back and lead this offense. Because I think you'll agree with me, Chris. Answer me this. The Blue Bombers aren't going to make any noise in the latter part of the season and into the playoffs if they don't have Zach Collaros under center.
Well, and I think it's going back to your previous point about Zach coming back after the one game. You hear O'Shea talk about his anger. He's angry. He's an angry guy. I was surprised because
Collaros is angry. Yeah,
he's angry. He's he's one of those guys. He's very vocal in the huddle, which I love. We had that a lot with with Dunnigan. I had it with Tommy Clemens. They won't command the huddle, and I think that command or that respect that he has maybe influences the trainer, the athletic trainer of the Bombers, by saying, I'm good. I'm ready to go, baby. I'm ready to go. And yet the trainer might be saying, well, you know what, Zach, take one more. No, I'm not taking one more. I want to be on that field. I need to be there. That the pride factor over the health factor takes place. And I think this time they're saying, no, we still have, a number of games left. We're still in a good spot at 6-7. Let's let you rest and get fully healthy, because we know what a healthy Zach can do. Mm-hmm. He just brings that up. I want to call it the X factor, but it's something. Yeah, he knows how to read an offense like nobody.
He's the dude. He's the dude. When he's playing well, like we saw in the Labor Day Classic, right?
Yeah.
This team can beat anybody. It came down to one play in the Labor Day Classic. You're playing against the team that could clinch home field advantage this week in the playoff scenario. That can happen this week, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and you're playing them in Regina.
On the bye.
Yeah, but it's a handful of other teams losing, including Winnipeg. They can clinch first place and a home playoff game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they have been the
clinch
best.
A home playoff game, not first place. A home playoff game, so first or second. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but that's how. Just to finish my point, that's how good Zach Collaros can be and has shown to be even this year. The detractors of Zach Collaros it confuses me. I don't understand why a lot of people think, well, he's 37, but Trevor Harris is 39.
Yeah.
Good quarterbacks play well into their 30. Zach Collaros, he's one hit away. I don't want to hear it. Every player's one hit away. He needs to get healthy.
Good point.
And if he can come back and Winnipeg can tread water and try to find ways to win with whoever is starting at quarterback, this team can get into the playoffs and beat some team. I honestly feel like this is not a written off season. I've heard a lot of fans say that. I think that's dumb. I think it's dumb to say that. It's like you don't watch the CFL every year. If you think a team with a quarterback injury that's not for the year is done because they're a game under 500.
Well, it definitely affects your team morale, your psyche. I'll say that. I mean, I think the players know that they have, when you're in a huddle with a guy like Zach, you're like, okay, we can go anywhere. We can win anywhere. I think with Chris, I think Streveler is one of those guys that he fires guys up because, I mean, if I was his O-line, I'd get jacked just the way he is.
Yeah.
He reminds me so much of Dunnigan, running through, putting his shoulder down, basically a linebacker mentality playing quarterback, right? And I love that about him, and I think the players love that, and it's very contagious. And you want to go to war with a guy like that, right? You want to be a guy, you want that as your teammate. I mean, think about the game prior. He went receiver. He's blocking downfield when, it's just crazy, right? I mean, when they lost some receivers. He can do it all. And like I said, I think for me, people are too quick to condemn, a guy that comes off the bench or, whether he starts. And I think that I think you'll see a much better Chris Streveler against Ottawa tomorrow. But let's not take anything away from Ottawa. Ottawa's 3-3 in their last 6. It'll be really interesting.
They are scrappy.
Scrappy team. The other thing that's really
beat Calgary twice.
I want to see what's going on with this one. Drew Brown come back. Now he's 2-5 on the year. He's been hurt a number of times. He got hurt by the Bombers last time they played in week 11. Or I think it was week 11.
Yeah.
In Winnipeg.
We'll take a look at the depth chart.
He's got 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's very good with the football. Everybody said, what about Drew? Even my wife was going to keep Drew, and Drew is great, but Drew wanted the big money. Nobody wants to be a backup. What? They all want to be the star.
And but hindsight 2020, he's battled injury severely in his time with Ottawa.
Here's my point. That guy behind him, man, is he playing well right now.
Yeah. Gamer.
Dustin Crum is playing outstanding football.
Yeah.
I think we have a better chance with Drew Brown playing than we do with Dustin. I'll be honest with you. Dustin right now, he's got 11 touchdowns rushing. He takes off with the ball. He's their second leading rusher. Well, now with what's his name out, William Stanback's out. He is the leading rusher in that team now.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, he takes any advantage, and he's the same thing. And he throws a sharp ball.
Yep.
I was just impressed when I watched that game twice just to see what he's doing. I mean, he threw for 300 yards. He's had 2 games in a row with over 300. And he's getting the most of his teams. I mean, look, you got Eugene Lewis, you got, Hardy, you've got Pimpleton.
Lewis is an absolute stud. Pimpleton can beat you. He can go house on any play.
But what about Braylon Addison? 11 catches last week.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's his name? He has no stats. He must be getting his first game, or unless they haven't used him. But Hakanawanavanu, whatever's up there.
Luther.
Yeah.
Hakunavanu.
Hakunavanu. He has got no stats. I went, look, no stats this year. Okay, so
I think he was injured in training camp. Yeah.
Anyway, he used to be a hell of a football player too. So
it's
not going to be a bingo. Everybody's going on because you know what? Bombers are 2-5 on the road, and Ottawa's 2-4 at home. I mean, they only have 4 wins this year, but I think Bobby Dice, the head coach, has got these guys playing decent football.
No doubt about that.
I really do.
Winnipeg's defense is going to have their hands full with Drew Brown, who is, he's had some injury issues, but he's also been able to throw for 400 plus yards almost every second start he gets. Winnipeg getting healthy. Dexter Lawson Jr. moves to backup, and Jamal Parker, who started the season at safety, he is now going to start at corner. So what a huge upgrade to go from rookies Trey Vavel and first-year starter, third-year CFLer Dexter Lawson Jr. to go to Jamal Parker, who is all-star caliber, Demerio Houston, most outstanding defensive player candidate in years past and CFL All-Star. I think Dietrich Nichols, everyone knows how much I appreciate his game. Evan Holm, I think that's the best halfback duo in the league. And then Cam Allen, who as a rookie has been very good at safety. Jones, Cramdy, Wilson in the linebacker corps. Michael Griffin, who is normally the backup to Reddick Cramdy here and gets some looks in those double dime back sets, is out this week. The Canadians continue to start a defensive tackle. I've heard some people at practice, Chris, say, well, the Bombers, why are they playing these Canadians when you got Americans that can play there? Well, it's because Cam Lawson and Jake Thomas are outplaying those Americans right now. James Vaughters, Jay Person, Willie Jefferson, we all know what they can do. Michael Ayers, much more of a special teams contributor. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers defense, as it stands today, is the healthiest it's been in a long, long time, maybe since the beginning of the season. And it's also the strength of this team. It's going to be a big reason why they win if they're able to get a W in Ottawa and get off this losing streak.
Yeah, I agree with you. The veterans always, it's a great thing to have that experience back there. The way they work again. I mean, Parker and Holm and then Nichols and Houston. Houston had a good game, 4 tackles last week. He was solid in coverage. I don't think he was bad. Even though Hamilton, we know Kenny Lawler was going to get his catches. He had 7.
Mm-hmm.
He's just that good, right? And we're talking about old guys, and you're looking at Bo Levi. He's another old guy quarterback. So, I mean, yeah. But they love Drew Brown. Drew Brown is the guy they wanted to lead this team, right? It's much like that Davis Alexander in Montreal. They really liked that kid last year. Then what happens? McLeod Bethel Thompson comes in and lights it up with Tyson Philpott. Wow.
Look, this is going to be Davis Alexander's team, Chris. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that, but I don't believe they would have beat him in the bat if it wasn't. And I hate to pick on a guy that used to play for the Bombers, but that 𝘎𝙏𝙤𝙧𝙨 should not have been a DB. He should not play corner, put it that way.
Yeah.
He got, every time I saw number 20, I was looking at number 20, got beat. Number 20, Tyson Philpott's going, hey, baby.
Career game.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, 200-plus yards. But we're talking about Ottawa now, and I'm thinking Ottawa, they've got some players. It's interesting. There's some guys on their defense. You look at Lorenzo Malden, who I think was the most outstanding player.
You love that guy, and rightfully so. He is awesome.
He has really been quiet this year. 1 sack, has not made the impact that they thought he would. This is a guy that had like 12 or 13 sacks, and I know we're talking sacks, not pressures.
Well, it's because Bryce Carter's getting all the work. Godfrey and Yeka's getting all the work.
Well, they got
Malden's
good guys
in the double teams.
You got to look at 5 sacks in the beginning, and most teams that are pretty good will have good defensive tackles getting a lot of pressure up the middle. Yep. And I think they get that with Michael Wakefield and Mufta. I love that Mufta Ajali. Move the heck out of the way, you big son of a S. I like that.
Darius Pickett, I would say one of the best defensive playmakers in the CFL today. Our old pal, Javan Santos Knox, manning the middle in Ottawa's defense, and a younger but pretty good defensive secondary. There may be a guy or two in here. There's a Winnipegger, Charlie Ringland, former Oak Park Raiders quarterback, backing up Lamont at safety. But there may be a player or two there that both Jason Hogan and Jarius Jackson, of course, in combo with Chris Streveler and even Zach Collaros, throw in Terry Wilson, all those guys, that collaboration. There may be a guy in that defensive secondary that they may want to pick on. Chris, couple housekeeping things. Great to see everybody in the live chat. Thanks for joining us. Welcome everybody who joined us from WST, who raided over from their live stream at Winnipeg Jets training camp. Big thanks to T. Kona with a $40 super chat. What's good, T. Kona? Paulie says, Bombers crossover, win the East with Zach and win Grey Cup in Winnipeg in the visitors' locker room. If I'm correct, Walby refunds me double the super chat coin. LOL. So there you go. He wants his money back if the Bombers come out of the East and win it. Thanks for the super chat there.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad thing, but I think that
It's early.
Yeah, it's still early. The crossover. I mean, you got 4 wins by Ottawa. You have I don't know who's even ahead of. Okay, Hamilton's number 1. Montreal, big win. Toronto's coming back. They played pretty good. They lost Nick Arbuckle. That'll be a huge thing. I thought he was playing extremely well.
Yep.
They're going with the rookie, and if you watch that game, it was hilarious. The quarterback led them to the field goal, and after that was a terrible loss for Saskatchewan. The center got just whipped, and Cody fumbled the ball, and it led to a touchdown. Then they came back and kicked the field goal. Toronto, was it 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙚? Yeah, I think it was him. Yeah, anyway. It was just a great game, but then the guy came off, the third-string quarterback starting for Toronto this week, came over, and he was going with the scissors. You cut me. You cut me. Oh, maybe that's Edmonton. I think it was Edmonton. I got all the teams screwed up.
Yep.
But
Jared
it was
Dagey,
funny.
yeah.
And that's when
there was lots of extracurriculars after that game.
Oh, yeah. Dinwiddie went nuts.
Yeah.
Because he said there's some guy chirping him, and they're figuring out it was the old D-line coach that used to work for him. So, I mean, yeah, you know what? It's a small league, and people get to know, everybody, because it's not, you're not talking 30 teams, you're talking 9, you know what I mean? So you're going to find out about everybody's dirty laundry if you're going to want to find out about it.
No, thank you. Not in that sense.
No, either do I.
When it comes to the crossover, though, Chris, like people are already talking about it. I get that it's a conversation point, but it's still very early. This is week 16 of a 21-week season. We got over a month remaining. In the end, well, just so people know how it works, if the 4th place team in one division has a better record than the 3rd place team in the other division, they would cross over and take that playoff spot from that previously 3rd place team. You can't have the same record and hold a tiebreaker. That is not a thing for the crossover. It ultimately comes down to having a better record overall. So with Winnipeg at 6-7, taking a look at the East, at the West, Winnipeg at 6-7, BC coming on, defense struggling, offense ridiculous how good they are right now. Kind of a tale of two stories there in BC. They're also 6-7. Edmonton has won a lot more games than they've lost lately at 5-8. They, all of these teams could be in the mix to be a 3rd or 4th place team and potentially cross over. But heck, Chris, we could see an East team cross over to the West this year with Toronto playing better, Ottawa being scrappy and getting Drew Brown back. This is not a situation where Montreal is in such better position. Montreal and Hamilton in such better position than everybody else. It's really wide open.
Yeah, I agree with you on that point. I think it is. And people, but it's interesting to look at the potential things that may happen. That's what people are doing right now. They're speculating, which I think is good. But I'll say this. I just think that the Bombers right now, after tomorrow's game in Ottawa, have 4 games remaining, but 3 of them are at home. So that's a bonus for the Bombers. They play very well with that crowd. They'll have probably another sellout against Hamilton, and then they got Saskatchewan and Montreal here.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 great games. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Hamilton, Montreal, and Saskatchewan. Those are games everybody wants to go watch. So if you have if you got that thing where you're fighting for a spot at the end, it's great to have home games. So the Bombers, I think they have one more road game, and I don't know who they play. They go to where they go. I don't know where they go this time.
They are home to Hamilton. Then they have a bye here. I'll pull it up. I got it for you guys. Home to Hamilton on Saturday, September 27th.
Oh, Edmonton.
Then their 3rd bye. They're going to go to Edmonton, home to Sask, home to Montreal to wrap up the regular season. These games will ultimately be very important, but they're kind of in the middle of the stretch of this East Division stretch of games here where Hamilton, Ottawa, Hamilton, before their bye in the middle, at the beginning of September. Chris, while I'm here, I got to say, big thanks to our good friends at the Silver Heights Restaurant. Are you looking for legendary ribs and steaks in Winnipeg? Hit the Heights in sunny St. James. Silver Heights Restaurant and Lounge serves up your favorites. including mouth-watering seafood, hearty Canadian classics, cozy vibes in a family-run Winnipeg institution since 1957. Bluto, you know I've been hanging out at the Heights since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, as they say. 18 years old, of course. Dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Free parking in the front, in the back. It's a great selection of beer in the lounge. You're taking a look at a whole bunch of their specials they got going all week. You can watch the Jets, the Bombers, NFL, and more on their monster screen, big screen, and multiple TVs. They're open late. Silver Heights Restaurant is at 2169 Portage Avenue, just west of Assiniboine Park. Order, book online, and find more at silverheightsrestaurant.ca. You tell them the Bonfire boys sent you. Tradition tastes great. Maybe if you want something a little bit slower, you can go to Saturday afternoon jazz every Saturday at the Heights. I have a feeling that it might be off this week, Chris, with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers playing at 2:00 Winnipeg time in Ottawa. A little bit of a matinee.
Yeah, I think it's
watch those games at the Heights.
Yeah, it's going to be, well, you know what? And think about this now, guys. Winnipeg's supposed to be getting a lot of rain tomorrow. So it's a perfect time to just, bring the people over to go find a lounge, go sit in a lounge, go sit in Silver Heights, go sit anywhere. Watch the game indoors. I mean, we've had such a beautiful, beautiful summer, and it's going to be warm again next week. So don't get all, depressed because it ain't over yet. You know what I mean?
It ain't over.
Like Bombers. It ain't over.
Bombers fans are, Chris, Bombers fans are fat, right? Super fat. Fatter than,
what do you mean fat?
They're used to winning. Jeff Hamilton of the Winnipeg Free Press put it that way when he joined me on the Postgame show a few weeks ago here, Game Day After Dark. Live postgame with video highlights. Be sure to check that out if you haven't yet. Bombers fans are fat. I like the way he put that. They're used to the team being dominant, used to the O-line being dominant, used to the defense and the defensive front being dominant, used to the quarterbacking and the run game being dominant. That's not the case this year. They're still a very good football team. They're going through a really bad stretch right now. And the Streveler and Terry Wilson thing, look, Collaros is going to get back into the lineup. I'm very confident of that. I don't know that for sure, but I'm very confident that Collaros is going to get back in the lineup. They're going to make some noise.
Well, here's my deal. I think that complacency can happen when you win too much and you lose too much. And fans can get used to that and saying, we're always winning. I think it creates excitement when you have something to fight for. So I think for one thing, I told him, I go, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, the way you go, Vicky Short. I know Thanks, your sister, Vicky Long.
Yeah. And waiters, I did. I called you fat. You're fat. You're fat.
Wow.
You're used to this team being dominant.
Well, no, but I think that's the thing, right? I mean, I love it to see if a game has to mean something to me. I remember years past, the Bombers wrapped it up with, 3 games left. I didn't have, there was no spark in me to watch the game. It was, we knew what was happening already. So doesn't sound very appetizing. It's better than it sounds.
Yeah, 𝘬𝙤𝙤. The 𝘬𝙤𝙤 lager is their house lager. The 𝘬𝙤𝙤 lager, really good. It's really good.
You drink beer? I never see you drink beer.
Well, what are you talking about? I drink beer at your house. That's right.
Water.
You haven't invited me since your Christmas party 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's right, man. Well, I moved
jerk.
Again. You keep finding it, though.
Jerk. Yeah, I like this. T-Will. Don't fan shame me, DB. Calling him fat. Don't fan shame me. I like that. That's really good.
But you're right, though, DB. Come on, man. I mean,
yeah,
this game tomorrow in Ottawa is a crucial game for us too, because
good, Leslie.
We don't want to keep falling down that ladder. We want to end the slump. We want to we don't want to be 6-8.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. And I think it's going to be a great game. These games, because there's so much to ride on, so much riding on it, I get excited about the games. I don't care if they're playing Pinawa, Puffheads. I love if it's something, No offense to Pinawa. I couldn't think of a name.
The Pinawa Puffheads. Hey? I like that. Party at Bluto's, all parts unknown. Nobody will ever know. But you are in your garage right now.
Yeah, man cave. Yeah, I'm at the lake with the shuffleboard behind me, and got a shuffleboard.
Wait a minute. What? You're telling me that Stan Mikowas is behind the camera right now, and my uncle Glenn, who is a Canadian shuffleboard champion,
Yeah.
And me, former president of the Manitoba Shuffleboard Association, probably the best player in the city, the province, under the age of 50. I think I was the only player in the province under the age of 50. You're telling me you got a shuffleboard at the lake and me and Uncle Glenn aren't there taking on you and Mikowas? What's going on?
Hey, 2 shuffleboards.
Jeez, now we go singles head to head.
You got that one, and you got 2. We like to have 2. We have multi competitions here, but I love the fact you said you're the only guy that was under 50, the best play, because you used to like to play with yourself. Well, I just don't want to hear about it. Okay, I mean,
I go to the Legion. I take the hat off. I comb my hair. Go to the Legion.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah. Play with yourself. That's really good. I don't think you want to tell people that.
Paulie, I'll play you for that super chat. No sweat. And then if you want to go double or nothing after I cook you, no
Are you
problem.
Good? Are you a side shooter, or do you shoot from the middle?
No, I'm a side shooter.
I do a side shooter too. But now this game, whenever you play bumper, it's a lot. You can't even hook a guy anymore.
Bumper board is, you know what? Bumper board is for amateurs. That's what they play in Saskatchewan.
Oh, now you're bugging them now.
I play 19 to 21 inch wide, traditional shuffleboard, like 14-foot minimum.
The big ones. Yeah, the
big board. Yeah, big boys.
My buddy,
play on the big board.
My buddy across the lake's got the big one, the wood one too. And he's like solid, beautiful. He got out of an old folks home, which you'll be in pretty soon. He won. Pandora. He got it there, and it's meet us at the Pandy.
Paulie says meet us at the Pandora. I know what you're talking about. I played all those boards. I know those spots. I know all those spots.
No, I do love shuffleboard. I'll be honest with you. It's a great game.
Underrated game.
And I got to tell you, it's very competitive. Here's a quickie for you.
You got a story? All right.
Danny Huckluck used to be with us, right?
My former coach with the Rods.
So we were Club 13, Polish club on Main Street by Bannerman, North End Bar.
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing shuffleboard, and there, Stan and me were partners against Huck and his buddy. And so Stan was shooting the rock. It was going to be a beautiful shot. We're thinking, here it comes. Could be a leaner. Could. Huckluck sweeps the sand away, so it stops.
Oh, that's the greasiest.
Yeah. So guess what he did? Stan went, grabbed him. This is wintertime. Takes him out and starts punching him in the head as the bus pulls up outside on Main Street. And then Huck comes up and he gives me shit for not stopping it. I go, well, your ex-Stan shot, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
All the people on the bus are watching him as he's punching him in the head.
Shout out.
That's how serious.
What's that? That's how what?
That's how serious the game is, right?
It's super serious. Hey, shout out Dan Huckluck, my coach with, there it is. Yeah. Rods football. You were a Winnipeg Rod. I was a St. James Rod. That's my claim to fame. But Jason Huckluck, Dan Huckluck, Corey Huckluck, 2-time Grey Cup champion. Shout out the Hucklucks and Rods football.
Yeah, speaking of the devil, Stan, when he punched out, I just told the story how you punched out Dan Huckluck playing shuffleboard.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like T. Will says, you don't hear a lot about shuffleboard fights anymore. Back in the day, that's what there were no pool tables or dartboards. It was all shuffleboard, baby.
I'll tell you what, I know we're getting off, but that's okay. We went and played these 2 guys. I can't remember what bar we were. And these guys told us, they're older guys. They're like, we're the best. We're the best.
Ooh.
Stan and I beat them. And they were so freaking angry. They wanted to fight us. So, I mean, it was crazy, but there he goes. Look, shuffleboard tournament 40. 4-time champs.
I like that.
Wow.
You know what? The Manitoba Shuffleboard Association Division I Championship Trophy is the William Bauming Memorial Trophy, named after my grandfather. That's how ingrained the game of shuffleboard is in my bloodlines.
Well, your now the bar you guys used to own, you said that, what bar was that?
The Winnipeg Hotel. The Red Boyne Room. Yeah. Remember I was telling you about the Red Boyne Room? They had one of like the first meetings of the Western Rugby Union, it was the creation of the Canadian Football League. Some of those first meetings happened in my family business, where I was third generation there. Right between the shuffleboards.
Well, I can't believe you played show. I didn't think you played that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Me and Uncle Glenn, we're coming down. Maybe we'll see you this weekend. Rainy
Yeah.
weekends. That's what we should be playing. Hey, look, Chris, we
Let's go.
want to
All
hear
right, let's get back.
want to hear from Blue Bombers offensive coordinator Jason Hogan, a man who has taken a lot of heat from the fan base as of late.
Hey.
And I mentioned he took off the shades. Here's the Blue Bombers OC.
You know, after the quarterback, that could be the most criticized job in pro sports. So just what's it been like for you just getting kind of used to that at the pro level, I guess?
Humbling, humbling. Every week you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about, the league and defenses and how to game plan and what steps to take and what mistakes not to, make again. And so it's humbling. It's an awesome experience.
How has Jarius Jackson helped you? He's the guy who's obviously, he's played, called the plays in this league for a long time before.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, from day one, he's been extremely helpful. We're on the cans, we're on the headset talking, pretty much every drive and in between drives. What do we like? What are we seeing? What are the quarterbacks talking about? Because I'm up there, so I'm not necessarily talking to them other than being in their earpiece. So it's more so being on the same page as them and seeing what they're seeing as well. With his experience, especially in the pass game, and I think that could allow me to spend more time in the run game and we just combine our ideas.
We were asking Brady yesterday about Chris and his play and the criticism that he's being hit with, basically. And he's saying, I feel that we could be put in better positions as players so that, that it's just not always us players getting blamed for, these losses and shortcomings and whatever. Just what are your thoughts on that? Him saying that we feel like we could be put in better positions.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's doing what any great teammate would do is have his guys back. And as coaches, that's our job, right? The reality is it's our job to put them in the better situations week in and week out. No doubt about it.
How you said a minute ago that you learned some stuff about yourself. What have you learned?
I want it done yesterday, not patient enough. Just like I think everybody, Bomber fans, league, everybody included, we all want it done today. We all want to win. We don't want to throw interceptions. All those things are understandable. I'm just as human as everybody watching the game, right? So just understand it's going to take some time. Sometimes I'm going to make mistakes. Just got to learn from them, not repeat them.
As an offense, you want to be, as a team, you want to be nearing your peak now this time of year. Where do you think you are as an offense as far as ups and downs?
Again, I think we've been pretty good at moving the ball, week in and week out. We just got to find a way to get in the end zone. We got to capitalize. We can't give our defense the ball in the other team's, plus territory. So those two things are the main two factors we got to hone in on and key in on for the next couple of weeks.
As you evaluate the offense, how much do you take away from those final couple drives in the last 3 minutes?
I'm sorry, meaning?
How much do you take away from those final couple of drives? You guys had it was under 3 minutes. You had two solid drives. It ends at the 1 yard line, but you're able to move the ball. How much do you take away from those?
I appreciate the fact that the guys week in and week out, it's the same thing. Whether we're down or not, we just keep, battling, strapping up, getting back in there and, getting to it. So that's, for any coach, that's amazing. Just be able to sit back there and watch them in the last 9 seconds, not just, crumble, so to speak, and just put some drives together. So, yeah.
At the same time, do you realize the defense is playing any differently and it's not worth as much then as in
their defense?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're trying to let us score.
No.
I think they're, they played some softer defenses, some different zone coverages, right? Because it's the end of the game. So I think it's a little different on the back end. But other than that, they still pass rush, try and force, turnovers, that sort of stuff.
Fair enough. Thanks.
There's Blue Bombers offensive coordinator Jason Hogan speaking a minute ago, or pardon me, speaking earlier this week. Humbling, he said, this first year play calling. But, Michael Shea talked about it too. That collaboration with Jarius Jackson, with Zach Collaros the last couple of weeks, like Collaros is in those meetings. They're no doubt leaning on his experience and his eyes. That can be, it's not all on Hogan. That can be a good thing to have that experience. I haven't hated Winnipeg's game planning offensively. I haven't hated it.
You got to think now, but listen up. Hogan's going to take the heat because he's the OC. Even though they're collaborating with Jarius Jackson and, the quarterbacks and all that stuff, he's the guy that ultimately calls the plays, right? I think what I'd like to see more from Streveler is the ability to audible and change situations. Yeah, you got this call. I don't like it. I'm going to change it. And I don't think they do that yet. Now, maybe he's not. I think he's comfortable, but I don't think maybe he doesn't have that power, or Zach would have that power. So I think that if he had that ability to say,
plays. Hey, yeah.
Well, just to change, not call plays, but change the play.
Yeah.
You see a defense, it's not going to work. It's like us running a play up the middle and they got 10 guys in the box, right? It ain't going to work.
Yeah.
So you want to have the ability to get out of that and maybe play something else. So, and again, I don't know. I'm not in that huddle. I don't know if Streveler has that ability or the permission to make those, the calls. Usually they do, though. Every quarterback
that may be a reason why it's Chris Streveler and not Terry Wilson, because they have that confidence to manage manage things in game.
I don't know about that either. I think Terry Wilson hasn't played a snap since 2023. He hasn't thrown a pass this year. I mean,
when you say that, like not running short yardage, like operating the offense,
operating. I mean, yeah, I'd like to see what he can. I mean, listen, if Streveler for some reason struggles, I have no problem with putting that guy in there just for a couple series and see what he can do. What's the worst thing that happens? You put Streveler back in.
Now, and I'm just saying, why would Mike O'Shea be so against that? Because it seems like he doesn't even want to take Collaros out of a game when they're up 3 scores with 2 minutes left.
He's loyal. He's not like Cal. Cal would fish us out of there in a heartbeat. Get out of here.
Now, there's a difference between doing that and saying, hey, let's throw him in there for a change of pace, right? It's not like, the game's over. Let's see what he can do in garbage time.
They did that with Zach and Chris. Zach would go in. Chris would come short yardage. Yep. Chris would stay in for 2 other plays.
Yep. But don't you remember the Matt Nichols days? Like that, like Chris Streveler's rookie season in 2019, Nichols hurt in training camp and Streveler gets the start. They beat the pants off of Montreal in Quebec. But that season, people were clamoring like change of pace, try it out. Like what's Lapo doing? Why isn't he trying different things? Why don't they give Streveler a series here and there? They just don't do that in Winnipeg. I don't know why. Other teams do, not so often, but they do. I think when you're at a point in your season like now, why not?
Well, I don't know. I think Streveler is good. I think he's still looking for that fur coat. I think he lost that. What happened to that fur coat he wore? At Grey Cup, he was a hero. Everybody loved him. They still love him. I mean, he's hard. He's, he's one of these guys. He looks like a movie star.
Keith, let me know what you mean in the live chat. He's just asking if I didn't watch Streveler in the playoff run. Like, yeah, I know that like he would come in. I'm talking about not a play here and there. I'm talking about a series or two, like a true spell, right? We like let him run the offense, not like coming in short yardage and then throw another play. I think that's what you probably mean. Yeah. That's
what I was talking about.
I'm talking about put Terry Wilson in for a series. Like, I don't see unless it's gadget stuff. I don't like Chris Streveler gadget stuff. Put him in short yardage and leave him in for a play. Like, it's kind of gadget stuff. I'm talking about give him a series. Go 2 quarterback system.
Well, you won't lose nothing. That's what I say. I think that we're seeing it happens, right? I mean, are they scared of him making it, the fact that he doesn't have that good relationship or the relationship with the receivers and he maybe makes a bad throw and it costs him? Well, I mean, look at last week. I mean, 2 picks. Both were not great throws, but, I think he's still, that's another thing. Because, I mean, I know the Streveler is pretty tough to run. He runs the ball around hard, but Terry Wilson's a big boy. He's 6'3". But he's not a small cat.
No, and so, he's a pro quarterback. Let's see what he's got.
Pro. I'd like to see what he could do because, like I said, he hasn't thrown a pass to me since 2023. That's 2 years ago, man.
I know. Chris, I think it'll come down to this. If Chris Streveler really struggles in Ottawa on Saturday and they don't go to Terry Wilson in some capacity the next week, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
Well, they've got to win because it ain't going to get any easier against Hamilton coming to town the following week. You know what I mean?
Their last your keys to the game?
Yes, I'd like to do that. Yeah, because right now, I've got Shuffleboard coming.
Because you got a former D lineman staring at you saying, "What's going on? Let's get this party started."
No, it's kind of miserable out, but it's not raining like it was in the city. That's a good thing.
Shuffleboard and coldies.
Yeah, well, I got a couple, but yeah, I mean, offensively, buddy, I always said this before, right? I think Streveler gives you the best option at RPO, which is run pass option. They got to stay on the field, and I think the biggest thing is protect the football. They've given up 23 interceptions, 93 points off their turnovers, the worst in the league. They can't afford to do that and expect to win football games. Right now, they're the worst team in the league for turnovers, plus minus. They're minus 12. This is a team that went to the Grey Cup the last 5 years, and they're always a positive at the end of the year. So that's a big thing for me. Defense, I mean, you got Drew Brown. You know what? I think Drew Brown, I like him, but I tell you what, I think they got to, rock him a bit, get in front, change him. He hasn't played for 5 weeks. Change up some of the secondary looks, give him make him hold on to the ball. I'm more scared of his backup, Dustin Crum. I said that earlier in the show. I think Dustin Crum is playing really, really well. And he was the guy that came to Winnipeg, and I believe it was last year, the year before, and he beat us at home. So, yeah, he did a great job. And he loves to run the ball. Like I said, I was blown away. 11 touchdowns rushing. This guy takes off with the football all the time. And special teams, it always comes down to the same thing. You got two of the best kickers. But having said that, Richie Leone, the punter from Ottawa, is out on personal leave. I don't know why. I don't want to speculate. I don't know about it personal. So they're going with a guy by the name of Noah Getman out of Akron, Ohio. Big kid, 6'3". So you know what? Put some pressure on this guy. Go for the block. He's a rookie. Let's go after him. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I like it.
That's it, boys. And then the rest of it is this. I want everybody at home, get a Coley, and cheers to the Bombers. There you go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I like it. Hey, just as we wrap up, Chris Walby's keys to the game brought to you by the Silver Heights restaurant. Go check them out. There's Tony. There's JC. You tell them the Bonfire boys sent you. 2169 Portage Avenue, just west of Assiniboine Park. Winnipeg's original sports bar since 1957. Just go try the ribs. You're welcome. You will thank me later. Chris, on that note, a minute ago, as we were watching Jason Hogan there, he goes, you all know that I moved recently, right? I was renovating all through the winter and the spring, and then Bombers training camp started, and I finally started to open up some boxes. And just the other day, look at this. Look at this. We got Uncle Glenn in this picture. We got Schmidt and Fulsher and Mike and me. That's our 2007 Division I championship right there.
For what?
Shuffleboard.
Oh, Shuffleboard. You got a trophy for Shuffleboard?
Well, yeah, I told you the trophy's named after my grandfather.
I'm not going to mess with that. I never mess with the grandpas. I'll leave him alone.
Yeah. Bill Bauming, legend.
But we'll get you. I know he's evidently a champion. Yeah. Oh, you know?
Well, no, like Uncle Glenn's a Canadian champion. I just won Division.
Stan knows you're. Oh, you went to school with Glenn.
I know.
Oh, yeah. And he's showing me a picture. He's showing me a picture right now.
Play football together.
Oh no. He's showing me a picture of Glenn right now, but looks like he's in a Speedo. I don't know what kind of shuffleboard you guys play, but hey, whatever you got to do with your rocks, you do them, baby.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tico Napoli says he's been polishing his rocks. I hope he means his shuffleboard stones. Chris, on that note, I hope you have a great weekend. Bombers play at 2:00. Be sure to join us live after the game day after dark, with live reaction from Zach Schnitzer and myself, video highlights and the rest. Appreciate you all. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet. Subscribe. Go check them out at the Heights. And Walby, crack a couple coldies for me and say what's up to Stan.
Uncle Stan's going to have a few. We're going to have a few. Listen, it's not raining out here. It's pretty nice here, but we'll go back. We'll probably play some Shuffy. I got a couple of people coming over later. And then tomorrow, 2:00, the game. Oh, there's Glenn right now. Glenn,
yeah.
Woo-woo. Does that mean? Woo-woo.
Well, people are congratulating him for his Canadian championship from 25 years ago.
Oh. So he went to school at Stan?
Yeah.
Gordon Bell. Did he play football with you?
Well, Gordon Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gordon Bell played football.
Yeah. He did, eh?
Yeah.
All right. That's what
Guess
Stan
you have
was
to
saying.
believe it now, eh? Stan says so. Don't believe DB.
No. Anyway, you wish Glenn all the best, and one day we will have him out here. He'll probably kick our ass, but
probably
that's okay.
Yeah, but then you'll beat him in we'll play birds in the bush, and we'll drink them under the table.
What is birds in a bush? Where do you get these games?
Oh man, I got to teach you, old feller. I got to teach you.
Birds in a bush.
Never heard of birds in the bush? It's like with coins in your hand, and I don't know. Last time I played it, I got way too drunk on white rum. That's all I know.
Oh, birds in a bush. You play with clothes on or what?
Yes. But if you lose, you probably end up losing your clothes because it's a ridiculous drinking game. Anyway,
So
on that note.
That's why you're always trying to lose, eh? You crazy.
Right. Yeah. Sure. I don't know if I could ever keep up drinking with you and 𝘎𝙗𝙗, but you guys have a good time out there. You guys have a good time out there.
It's going to be a great game. Go Bombers. Listen, get out there, support the Big Blue, watch the game. I think Strevy's going to have a good game. I really do. He's going to rush for a lot of yards tomorrow. I think he's really going to be a difference maker. That's my prediction. Bombers win. Tight one. Maybe Sergio's a hero this time. I don't know.
I like it. Hey.
All right, man. Well, you have a good one. What's that, right? Oh, right. Hey, did Rifles win last week?
No, they lost. They're on a bit of a skid right now. They're just like the Bombers, but
I thought they were up 10-0 against Regina.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is they got the quarterback that's leading the league in passing yards. They got the DB or the weak side linebacker, Kyler Banfield, leading the league in tackles. They've got the interception leader, Liam Southcombe. They're stacked this year. Again, getting to the playoffs, anything can happen. Should be fun.
All right. Well, listen, on that note, adios, my friend. Have a great weekend. Guys. Where did you move to?
I moved across the parking lot. I'm not even joking.
You're in the parking lot?
No, I moved to the parking lot. Yeah, I got a storage locker. I'll see you at the lake, Chris.
All right, man. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you. All right, brother. Leave you later.